part about being a creator, or like if you want to do it full time, because you can never really shut it off. Like you can never really, go home from work because you're like always at work in a way. A trick that I learned is that you just have to go really early. Like I woke up at I got out at like 8 in the morning on a Sunday, and it was actually pretty empty. And the sun was out anyway because it was like summer. But yeah, definitely like you don't have to have it all figured out in the beginning. Like you don't even need a camera or anything. And you don't even need to have like the newest iPhone. Like it just, you just have to like put yourself out there and then do something that you enjoy and that you also, or maybe just like having certain like times of the day or days where you just don't go on social media. It's like really hard, but
like a break in between.
Kind of, yeah. And then I just like try to do other things, like go out in nature or go work out and stuff. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We just saw a rabbit. Thank you for sitting here today and taking some extra time.
Yeah, no problem.
As you know, I'm today on the street asking people about their best moment in life. And we just met actually. Yeah. So I was very interested about what you said about the solo trips that you've been doing. And please tell us, of course, your name and a bit short who you are. And then I would like to know more about the Vienna trip.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so my name is Evelyn, and I'm from Gothenburg, and I do content creation, but I'm also a graphic designer. But I mostly work like freelance from home. And yeah, last year I was in Vienna. It was not my first solo trip, but it was one of the most fun ones, just because it was the first time that I actually like had my own tripod and I took my own pictures with a remote. I've never done that before. I've done solo travel before, but I've never like taken my own pictures before, just because I always like felt embarrassed about taking out like a tripod in front of like people, But it's like, I think a trick that I learned is that you just have to go really early. Like I woke up at I got out at like 8 in the morning on a Sunday, and it was actually pretty empty. And the sun was out anyway because it was like summer. So I think that really helps.
That's a good strategy, because that's when I guess people maybe going to work is very calm, and that's when you're there.
Yeah, or sleeping, like if it's a Sunday. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Could you tell me what's because this is so interesting. When you were in this trip solo, do you meet people there also, or you were only focusing photography, or do it your own content for your social media, or what do you do there?
So I have some family that used to live there. They're from Bolivia, but they lived in Vienna at the time. Oh my gosh.
We just saw
a rabbit.
Sorry for the interruption, but who is Fotalla? We are a photo company capturing all the best moments in life, home, at work, or outdoors. You can book a photographer to your wedding, celebration, event, or a lot of other situations in our website, fotalla.se. And now let's go back to the video. Running.
Yeah. No, so I had some family who stayed there at the time and they were working there, so I could live with them. So it was also like a little trip to meet them again. Yeah. And it was like really short. It was like 3 days or something, 4 days.
Nice. I mean, when you were there, you plan, since you are a content creator, do you plan also when you were there your content, or you just improvise, or?
I had some ideas of what I could do before I went there, and then I wrote some ideas down. Like there was one idea I had where there's a song called Vienna. I don't know if you've heard it.
No.
No, okay. It's a song that they play in a movie. I can't remember what the movie is called now. Is it 13 Going 30? Oh yeah, that one. And I actually turned 30 last year, and then I was in Vienna, and then I just like filmed myself, and then it was like POV, like listening to the Vienna song in Vienna, like something like
nice.
that. Yeah, so it was like stuff like that. And then just like try to film myself as much as I could while I was doing different things, because like a lot of the content that I post about is about being by yourself, and like that you can actually still enjoy life even if like you don't have a lot of friends, or if you just want to take a trip by yourself and like no one can come with you. So, and it did pretty well. I think like the sights help, like when it's like beautiful to see, like the background and everything.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's very nice. Please tell me, because you said it was not the first solo trip. Could you tell me another like solo trips that you remember, one of the best ones you have, and what do you do there? And it was also connected to create content, or what more activities do you do there?
Yeah. So I've been on a few solo trips, but probably the one that I remember the most is the first time that I did solo travel, which was in 2019. And I was in South America at the time, or actually Mexico and then South America. But it's interesting because it wasn't actually like, I didn't plan for it to be a solo trip, but I had a falling out with a friend who I was supposed to travel with. So then we just parted ways when we were in Colombia. And then from there, I was just like, okay, I don't want to cancel my whole trip just because we're not together. So I was like, okay, I'll just go for it and do it by myself and like, I don't know, use Google Maps or something.
Of course.
So, but then I found out it wasn't so scary. And actually, like, people are pretty friendly. And I speak Spanish, so I think that also,
nice.
yeah.
Nice.
So I think that also helped to, like, get around and, like, get to know locals and everything. So, yeah, then I traveled or I was in Colombia at the time. So I was, like, in the south of Colombia. And then I went to Cusco in Peru. And I think probably the most like spectacular thing that I saw was probably Machu Picchu.
Oh yeah,
And,
I guess it's very big. And
yeah, of course, it's like one of the 7 wonders. And then I did zip lining, and I've never done that before.
What's that?
Zip lining. It's like when you're attached to a thing, like a line that like, goes
like,
from one mountain to the other.
Okay.
Or it doesn't have to be a mountain, but over there it was like from mountain to mountain, and it was like really high up, and I have like a fear of heights. So
you were afraid of heights?
I'm afraid of heights.
And you did
so
this
it was like
anyway.
It was really scary. I was like, oh okay, because the thing is, you can get stuck in between, like if you're not going fast enough. So you just have to like stay like really tight like this.
And how they make it to
they push you.
They push you.
So you're up here, and then they just like strap you onto this thing, and then they just like push you to the next, and then someone catches you on the other side.
But this didn't happen, so good.
Yeah. It was really fun. Yeah.
Good. Tell me, I'm very interested about the content creation you do, and what type of content you do, and is it like you do it, how you combine how you make it, how you mix your everyday life with the content, how you make it blend together, because I guess it must be a challenge, not to be a content creator and stay creative 24 hours.
Yeah.
So how you do that? Yeah.
I mean, that's probably the most hard part about being a creator, or like if you want to do it full time, because you can never really shut it off. Like you can never really go home from work, because you're like always at work in a way. Or if you see it as a job, then it's like yeah. But it's like one of those things that I'm trying to balance right now as well. Like I'm trying to figure out a balance, because you always have to think about it in some sort of way. So for me, like I get ideas very sporadically, like throughout the day. So if I think about something, I'll just like write it down immediately on my phone. And then later, I like when I'm at the computer, I sit down and I like write the actual idea out. But usually it's like, I don't know, like throughout the day, I'm just like writing down ideas. Or if I'm thinking about like, usually I plan when I'm going to film. But if it's like more of like a trending sound or something, then maybe I'll just do it on the spot. Like, let's say I'm in the kitchen. I'm like, oh, this would be a funny video. Then I'll just like put out my tripod and I'll film it like there and then, just because I thought about it. Yeah, so it's definitely about finding like work-life balance, but it's definitely a little harder because everything's on your phone and like you use your phone for everything. So it's also like hard sometimes when you're on social media to like only be a consumer and not try to think of it as research. Because I think a lot of the time when I'm like watching reels, it's because I'm trying to think, how can I like recreate this reel or like make it my like funny or make it my way. So you're always like in research mode, which is like also kind of bad sometimes. Like you just have to like, I don't know, not think about it at all. Sometimes it must
be hard to because of course you check social media also to get inspired, no? So it must be hard to separate, no, this line
Yeah, exactly.
from. Please tell me how you do that, or you don't realize, or.
It is hard. It's something that I've struggled with a lot recently, but I think I don't really have a good answer. But maybe I think you have to like tell yourself, like, okay, now I'm just gonna watch because it's fun to watch people's, like, what people are doing, or my friends, or reels, or whatever. But I think if you are already like in that creative loop, like you do it subconsciously, maybe. Like sometimes you're like, oh, I like this, and then you say, like, I have like a little like collection I save,
Save
like
different
other reels
inspiration.
and then I call it like content ideas. Or maybe just like having certain like times of the day or days where you just don't go on social media. It's like really hard, but
Like a break in between.
kind of, yeah. And then I just like try to do other things, like go out in nature or go work out and stuff. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Please tell me, like, what is the best part of your job as a content creator? What's the best part?
I mean, I've always loved documenting my life. I think that's like fun in itself, especially when I'm like doing something special, like going on a trip or something. Then it's like fun to document it. But I guess like just the flexibility and like being able to set your own schedule and not having to like work for somebody else. Like you can also do that if you're a content creator. But I like mostly do my own stuff. So I think that's it, like the flexibility, and then doing something that's actually creative. And in a way, like you're building your own brand. So you don't have to do something that's like somebody else. Like you can just do your own thing. And that's like why people are usually drawn to you, because you're doing something unique.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's someone watching who is a content creator, but could you tell me like the best tips you could give for someone who is starting out in content creator, and how these tips can help them to start? You know, because I guess it's a bit hard in the beginning to keep consistent, and I guess not seeing results.
I think a lot of people think that everything has to be perfect when they start out. Like they need to have all the equipment and the lights and the microphone. But
that's a good tip. Sorry, that's a good tip.
But the truth is, like, you don't really need anything but your phone in the beginning. Like even if you're doing YouTube, you can just like turn the phone around. So I think that's not like the hard part about it, really. It's like the hard part, I guess, is just to like stay consistent and keep doing it, even when it feels like I don't know, like maybe this idea is not that good. Like just like trying different things. I think in the beginning you really have to figure out what you want to create and what you want to post about. And so I think it's just about like posting that first thing, and then you're gonna get like momentum to like start posting more stuff. But yeah, definitely, like you don't have to have it all figured out in the beginning. Like you don't even need a camera or anything, and you don't even need to have like the newest iPhone. Like it just you just have to like put yourself out there and then do something that you enjoy and that you also like. I try to say, like, or I know a lot of people say this, that you should post something that you would want to see. So, or like be like a role model for like maybe your younger self or something like that. Yeah.
Could you like to finish, like I don't know, is this anything you want to share with the people who is watching about content creator or about the solo trips? We will talk about that also. So about everything we said, is this something you think of, something you want to share, or?
I think just to like, if you have something that you're passionate about, like just start it. Like you don't have to be perfect at it, like I said. And if there's something that you want to do, but maybe you don't have people around you who want to do it or even support you, you can always do it alone. And eventually you're gonna find like your people. So I think that's it. Yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you for sharing, all the moments with us and all the experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you as well.
Thank you.
It's nice to talk to you.
Same.